always remember that, you are enough and that you matter and that you belong on this earth. And I'm telling you that because I know a lot of people don't express that to others, and they kind of walk around with their own problems, and they, handle life in their own ways, and which is not wrong. I believe that everybody is supposed to, do what they're called to do, walk within their life and, fulfill whatever need to be done. But I feel like at the same time, we need to shed our light to others, right? So this is me shedding my light to you. I'm in North Carolina right now. I'm here on a family vacation. I took my mother on a road trip, and I feel really great. And something came to me to just give a message, right? Um, and the message is to, just keep on going no matter what, no matter where you at in life, no matter what you got. You said that, you wanted something at a certain time, right? You said you wanted to be rich and you wanted to have a nice car, you wanted to be out your mom's house. Whatever the case may be, you said all those things, but you got to remember that, you got to check back in with reality and erase that timeline and just stay motivated. I know it's so hard in the world today to be discouraged just by opening up your phone, right? You open up your phone, you see everybody living, a lifestyle that they, worked for, and you think that, you're doing something wrong. And I'm here to tell you that, you're not doing anything wrong, and live your life every day being grateful that you're able to wake up. Make sure that you are praying because, when you're asking for things and you're praying, it's going to align. Everything, your life is already, it's already steps here for you. But depending on what you decide to take and what path you decide to go, it alters the other path, right? So if you make the wrong move, it's okay, right? Because things can adjust and you can get better and you can, find ways to maneuver, right? So you're not a wrong person. You're not a bad person, right? So you have to just really learn to live life and not care what others think of you, because when you live your life and you don't care about how nobody view you, you're not on social media, you're not like comparing to other things and other people's success. You start to get clarity in your mind, and I'm living proof of it. I start to unfollow people. I started to, really just start focusing on myself. When I was in a rough stage of my life, just focusing on myself is what really helped me out of that stage of, feeling like I'm not doing enough, feeling like I didn't accomplish so many things. And that's really like the best advice right there. Like when you're really on your phone, like we scroll, we scroll. I looked on my phone, right? It was a post Sports Center posted, right? And it said something about Anthony Edwards, and he's only 23 years old. So no, I think he's about 21. I think he's younger. I don't know his age, but I know that he's making millions of dollars, and we're about the same age, or I think I'm older than him. But just seeing that, it's like I kind of smiled. I smiled at that, right? Because it's a beautiful thing that somebody my age is making that much money and is that successful, right? But I know that in my older days, if I saw that post, I would get discouraged because it was always a comparing thing. I always try to compare to other people's success and feel like if I'm not doing it at this age or however, like I used to give myself a timeline. If I'm not doing it at that timeline, if I'm not doing it at that time, then I feel like I failed. And that's a wrong way to live. Worrying about what others feel about you, that's the wrong way to live. Like you got to really live carefree. And I know it's hard to say that because certain things happen, and it takes a toll on us, right? We're human, we have emotions, but knowing that God got you and knowing that you have a path bigger than anybody else's, and you're here for a reason, like knowing that is like it gives you a different push, right? You waking up, you're smiling, you're just happy to be here, right? So always remember that no matter what you're going through, you like the path that's for you is for you for a reason. There's going to be ups and downs in that path. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be some ups and it's down. There's going to be some detours, some lefts. You're supposed to make a right. You made a left, right? It's okay. It's okay that you made that left. You're supposed to make a right because God got you and God is going to take care of you. And you got to be strong. You got to be strong-minded to know that all those lefts, when you finally made that right and you finally got to your destination, right? And you're enjoying the journey also while you're working towards your destination. Once you get there, you'll appreciate all the lefts you took, right? You took all those lefts for a reason. Trial and error, right? We all go through things. We all handle things differently. Some people run from their problems and handle it later on. Some people see problems and, deal with it. Some people let the problems get the best of them, so they have to seek outside advice, which is not always the best for somebody that's struggling to, find clarity within themselves. People put their own problems. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, like, I'm not going to force something on you. If you're going through something, I'm not going to just force something that worked for me on you if it's not if it's not simple, right? Because certain things that I had to do, it was a task. That's why I'm just telling you the basics, because I know that when somebody just tell you like, yo, this is easy, like, why you feel like this? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's hard to just like snap into it, right? It's hard to just take that advice. And that's why sometimes that could be bad advice. So I don't want to come off like that. I want to come off like, just hear the messages that I'm trying to tell you, and my delivery might be a little off, but just really sit and understand what I'm trying to tell you. And another thing is, like, your blessings, they're also coming. God has things for you, but you have to get rid of the baggage. I always like to say that you got to get rid of that baggage, because God is not going to bless you, and God is not going to give you everything that you need if you're not taking out the trash, right? You have too much trash, you have too much baggage. You need to let go of some of that baggage, right? Choose yourself, choose that peace within, and you'll see how things start to align. You'll see how your dreams start to make sense, right? Your dreams will make sense to you, and you'll remember the dreams, right? Your mind, like, it's kind of like when you're enlightened, that feeling of enlightenment, I can't explain it, but it's like another side of your brain just turns on, and it's just pure positivity. It's just pure, happiness, right? It's just so much things. That's why I really try to push this every time, because this is my journey, right? And if you're watching this video right now and you still here, like, you're a part of my journey. And if you decide to subscribe, then you're still a part of my journey, right? And if you don't decide to subscribe and you just watch this video and get this message, you're still a part of my journey. So I'm going to always push that. The inner peace that I feel within myself is amazing. It feels good. It feels great. It's something that I will never let anybody take away from me. I know things happen in my life. I know that I'll face a lot more challenges, but I know that, the peace within myself and knowing his plan, right? Knowing his plan is everything for me, right? It's everything for me, and I will continue to, take steps forward no matter how many times I fail. No matter how many times I fall down, I'm going to continue to get back up. And that's what you got to learn too. You got to learn that when you take those hard losses, getting back up is the wins, right? That's a win, because when you get down and you lose and you get injured, you're down, right? But when you have that courage to get back up, you're carrying on something. You learned something from the loss. Hopefully you learned something from that loss. You get up, you're stronger than you was when you fell down, right? So that's why the losses and the falls and the fails in life is just as more important than the success, right? And the happy story, the happy, all that, right? It's like you just have to get used to things not going your way, because when you get used to things not going your way, you'll learn to just adjust and, get through certain situations. And it's something that, our parents should have taught us and showed us, but I know that the way the world works is we get brainwashed through the school system. So we can't really understand how to, process our thoughts correctly, and to know that, if you fail, you're not bad, right? Because we learn that in school. If you fail, you can't be successful, right? If you don't do if you don't do what they taught you, you're not going to be successful, right? So we learn from, a blueprint, something that was already put out. But if we look within, this is why if we look within, you'll unlock so many things. You'll unlock new thoughts. You'll unlock a new thought process to why you're here. You'll find your purpose in life. This is why I try to teach I teach my kids to love their self, and I teach my kids to be open-minded, and to, I tell them that they can be whatever they want to be in life, right? And I tell them that, just because you're taught this one way, you have the options to think outside the box. I teach my children that. They know that they can think outside the box in any situation. And sometimes I test them, right? I tell them something that's wrong. I tell them something that's not right, just to see where their mind is, and they always pass the test. And I'm just a proud father that, that I healed myself, and, I seeked out for help, and I got the help. I'm in a better place in my life, and I'm able to, pour that love and the lessons all into my children, right? I'm just so happy that, I turned everything around, and, found this love for myself, because it shows on my children, right? So if you have children at home, please, please, please tell them that they have the right to use their mind. They can think outside the box. Just because they wrong, that don't mean that they won't be successful. Just because they wrong, that don't mean nothing. I just said my thing died. But yes, teach your children that just because they're wrong, that don't mean that they're bad. Just because they're wrong, that don't mean that you have to punish them, right? Give them lessons, right? It's a loss, and then it's a lesson. Which L were you going to teach them? Which L was you going to give your children, right? You could give them the loss and push this sympathy thing and tell them that they're a failure, and all this, and push all that sad stuff into them, or you can give them a lesson. Show them why they failed, show them why it's important to sometimes fail, and show them how to come back stronger, right? The lesson is always going to be better than the loss, and just having that sympathy mindset of, you failed, so you can't do nothing. Because that's what the system pushed. That's what the school system teaches, and that's not what we want our kids to grow up on. We want them to grow up on, if they come into an obstacle and they come into a spot where they can't get through, they can use this up here and find ways to get around, right? And find ways to, get out of the certain situations that they go through, and it's not the end, right? We have to start teaching our children that it's not wrong. It's not wrong, and it's not bad to fail sometimes, right? And we got to teach them to use their minds while they're young, right? Because we already, as adults, we already been through the system. We already been indoctrinated enough. We already got fed so much information. But if you look down at your children, you have the opportunity to give them something, right? You have the opportunity to raise them up on, things that are within and using their mind versus things that's already here, and people that's controlling things and, telling them certain things, right? You have the opportunity to raise them up away from the lies. I told my children, Christmas is not real. Why are you telling them Christmas is not real? Why are you telling them that you bought the presents? Because I'm not telling my children a lie, a simple lie that's been passed on to us, right? Ain't no guy climbing down no chimney bringing Christmas trees, right? And that's just the principle. I just gave you a small example, but think deeper. I tell them stuff about school. When they learn stuff in school, and their teachers are pushing on something to them, and they tell me, I tell them, yeah, listen, that's not right. That's not always correct, right? I make sure that I correct my children, and I make sure that I tell them to use their mind always, to be free, be a free thinker, right? So I want y'all to, take this lesson and and take my word for the day, and use it, right? Use the advice, really find out what your purpose is, figure out what you want to do in life, and never be discouraged by the losses. Always know that a loss is a lesson if you use your mind the correct way, right? Always remember that. And remember that many losses will get you your wins, right? You got to lose to win. Always remember that. A loss is a W, right? It's a win. So keep on going. Erase that timeline, right? Erase that timeline. That's the biggest thing. Reset. Do a reset of that timeline. It's okay that you didn't move out your mom's house. It's okay that you don't have the car. It's okay that you don't got the high-paying job. Erase that mindset. Erase it. And just do a reset. Take a deep breath and ask for clarity. Make sure that you pray. Make sure that you know that you will have a better life, and that you will be in the position that you want to be in if you keep on going. And don't forget about the babies. Remember, don't forget about the babies, right? Teach your children that everything that they learn and everything that they see is not always the truth. It's not always the truth, right? They don't have to be one mind, they don't have to think they don't have to use one side of their brain. Teach them to use both sides, and teach them to always question things. Yes, I let my children question me. I let them question me a lot, because I know that, just because they question me and they curious about things that I say sometimes, and they check me, through my lessons, I know that I'm doing something great. right? So you take notes about that, and don't always say just because your child is telling you no, or just because your child is, want to do something different or want to think outside the box and not do what you told them to do, that they are wrong and they deserve to be punished. We ending that, right? But please make sure that you like this video, make sure that you comment, and make sure that you subscribe to my journey. I'm gonna be doing way more just like this. Like I'm in Charlotte right now. I'm on vacation. I took my mom, my niece is on a road trip, and it's just like I just had to come in here and give that message. But I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Deuces. I'm coming down. That's funny. I just got to finish the video.